So with the next season's map confirming to be completely Simpsons themed and the secret leaks for what is coming, I'm honestly quite worried about what will happen next season, as the reality of the Simpsons mini-season might surprise you guys. So quickly drop a like and hit the big red subscribe button for more of this content, but now let's cover why the Simpsons could go in a strange direction. We only have around 10 days away from the drop of the Springfield map, and the iconic characters that will release into the Battle Pass are spreading around the island. The Simpsons will tie in with the ongoing storyline, as the Dark Presence is confirmed to be called the Demon Lord, and he's almost ready to take us on one final time. And this time we probably won't win, and this will be our punishment for losing, and it's going to be a crazy direction of where we're going, and it's very different to what we've seen before. But I think a few things that can actually make this season really good, so stick around for that. But that said, so far the community is seriously not happy with what is being leaked so far. Genuinely, I personally don't understand why they wouldn't go for a Chapter 3 map and then have Springfield locations just like how they were in Chapter 2 Remix's season. It made so much sense to go to Chapter 3, as you've already had a repeat of Chapter 1 and then obviously a quick season on Chapter 2, so I can kind of see why people like the idea of a Chapter 3 map and a season, but it wouldn't really have much logical sense or credibility. So would it really be a better idea to have Chapter 3 now, or would it be better to save it for another season and connect it to the storyline with Chapter 7 in the future instead of remixing it this season? I mean, either way, talking about remix, it looks like the skins will have remix skins in the Simpsons pass, and throughout the season this kind of means a mixture of Fortnite and Simpsons. Basically mashing up these skins is going to look quite confusing, and I honestly don't really know what they want to do with this, but it could still be a cool idea. Either way, I'm curious to see what each location will actually look like, because obviously we're going to be getting the iconic locations like a power plant, Moe's Tavern, the iconic donut statue building maybe, but also the loot pool is another thing that I'm quite excited to see. Will the weapons be heavily like the theme of the mini-season we got in the Galactic Battle? But Simpsons, well, we will have to see with that too. But the reality of the situation is that it's quite hard to imagine how this season will succeed. It's a battle royale game with a storyline where each season has a different ongoing idea, but the Simpsons being integrated into this current storyline in Chapter 6 is just not going to work. As much as the Chapter 6 storyline is already in a mess, it's weird because it's a battle royale game that's becoming an entire cartoon show. And it goes even further than this, because it shows how Epic are pretty much putting in no effort into battle royale, and how the creative modes are starting to hurt battle royale, alongside how the community gets split into OG, Reload, Battle Royale, Blitz, Delulu, and now Steal the Brain Rot. And this is kind of why people aren't liking Chapter 6 or what Fortnite is doing right now, and it's becoming a sad reality for the game. But then again, the idea of Homer Simpson, who does pretty much nothing but drink beer and also strangle his kid, is kind of quite interesting. He's going to be running around in Fortnite. Will this actually work? I don't know, I'm here for it, but in a way, The Simpsons is actually really fitting, and it does suit Fortnite in a way. Both are bright and vibrant colors, just very chaotic, and the fact the whole idea in itself is just silly and makes no sense, I think that in itself is exactly what Fortnite could need right now. But at the same time, you could also argue that The Simpsons could fail in one way, because The Simpsons is completely different to what we had before the Star Wars and Marvel themed seasons, which previously did work. The Simpsons doesn't really share much in common, because that's a 2D style visual game which will have cel shaded skins, and another issue is that we could actually have a main problem coming down to the fact that the Simpsons fan base is actually more older, so like 20 to 40, and the majority of players are under 15 nowadays, so translating that will be very confusing for everyone. Why can't Epic just pick shooter themes for their shooter game? It should not be this difficult. Shouldn't they try to make their game appeal to shooter fans, since that's what the game is all about? They've got so many licenses like Fallout, Tomb Raider, Aliens, and so many other series that are based on gunplay, but then they decide to go ahead with the K-pop Demon Hunters, Power Rangers, and Scooby-Doo in an attempt to save Fortnite mares. And now The Simpsons. We want less cute cartoon collabs and more action shooter focused ones instead. And obviously Fortnite mares is a let-off because that is a Halloween update, and I can see why they did that, but either way, I think we're all going to be very interested as soon as we get to the Simpsons season to see what Fortnite plan to do within the storyline, the gameplay, the modes, and pretty much everything involved, because it's very different to what we've seen before, and maybe this is exactly what Fortnite needs to save and revive the game. So you might not be excited for this, but to be honest, I'm just excited that we're moving past Chapter 6. This chapter chapter has honestly really dragged. It was meant to be a Japanese themed chapter, and it started off really good, but after the first season, it followed with a heist season, then a superhero season, then a Star Wars mini season, and now bugs. It all seems very unorganized. However, one thing to look forward to is Chapter 7, a fresh start with a Viking Gala themed map, and this season will have Winterfest 2, which looks like it could have so much potential, so I'll be covering this more in my next video, so hit the notification bell and you won't miss a video on the channel. Let me know if you guys think the Simpsons mini season is a good idea or not. But that said, 2 videos will show up on the screen if you want to watch more of content like this here on the channel.